Today on FSI, we are breaking down the Los Angeles Rams and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers from a betting perspective. Now, we're currently 19-4 in our official moves through Twitter, so make sure you're following that account. Now, I've done all the research and he's done all the analytics, so we can give you the best information to make an educated decision on the game. I'm your host, Tom Cross, and to my right is our analytics expert, Stephen Fu.
Thanks for tuning in this week. The Rams are on the road as a 4-point underdog. They're plus 170 on the money line, and the Tampa Bay Bucks, they're minus 200.
Now, initially, I was shocked by the spread, and the reason why is I thought the Tampa Bay Buccaneers would be a bigger favorite in this game. I was thinking it was going to be minus 6.5, maybe even minus 7. Now, to see it come out at minus 3.5 for the Bucs was shocking, but at the end of the day, the last time they were on prime time, they choked more than any team that I've ever seen in the history of football. Tom Brady literally forgot how to play football.
We have two NFC conference opponents this game, and both of them are competing for the division lead. This game could have implications for not only the division, but the wild card standing as well, because these teams are only separated by a single win. However, I'm not surprised by the spread because Tampa Bay has great potential on offense this year. They have potential to improve even more.
Quarterback Jared Goff played really well against the Seahawks. He had no mistakes, and he played effective ball. He was hitting the long ball and the intermediate throws and hitting the screen on time. Now, he did have a fumble under pressure by Jamal Adams, so that's something to look out for. He's going to have to play his best game of his career to be able to put up 28 more points against this tough Tampa Bay defense.
Tom Brady was able to bounce back from that terrible performance the week before. Against the Panthers last week, he put up 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, and completed 71% of his passes. That led the Bucs to a 46-point victory against their division opponent.
Bad news for the Los Angeles Rams. They lost one of their best offensive linemen, Whitworth, for the season. And the timing couldn't be worse because you're going to be playing one of the best defensive lines in the game. Now, Shaquille Barrett has not been playing good, and I feel like he's going to need to show out and put pressure on Goff. But obviously, there's an advantage for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here.
The Bucs' offensive line has done a great job of protecting Tom Brady. They only gave up 1 sack last week in his 39 pass attempts. But this week, they're up against a top-tier pass rush. The Rams had the 3rd most offensive sacks and get to quarterback 10% of the time. I do think the Rams have a small advantage in this area.
Now, the Los Angeles Rams, they got a strong wide receiver core. When you have Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, and Josh Reynolds, all productive receivers, they are going to be facing a tough Tampa Bay secondary, who obviously is one of the best in the league. Now, I think they are going to benefit because I do feel like that defensive line is going to be able to pressure Goff. He's going to have to be extremely accurate in this game to get past this secondary. So I got to give advantage to Tampa Bay in this regard.
It's quite surprising that not a single Bucs receiver had over 100 yards last week. Chris Godwin did lead the team with 93 yards, but the leader in catches was Antonio Brown with 7 receptions. It'll be quite a challenge this week because the Rams give up a league-low 6.4 yards per pass. I'm giving the edge here to the Rams as well.
Now, for the Los Angeles Rams, they run a running back by committee. They have 3 productive running backs that can all run the ball and catch screen passes. So they are playing the #1 rush defense in the NFL. So obviously, you got to give an advantage here to Tampa Bay. Now, if the Rams had a guy like Dalvin Cook or Nick Chubb, maybe you could say it's a draw here. But since they just have 3 good running backs and not a great running back, you got to give an advantage to the Bucs.
Ronald Jones set a franchise record with his 98-yard touchdown run. He also put up an impressive 192 yards and a team total over 210. The Rams' run defense is not that great this year. They're giving up 4.1 yards per carry, so the advantage here clearly goes to the Bucs.
Now, both defenses match up really well against each other, so I actually might look at the under in this game. But at the end of the day, Jared Goff is going to get more pressure than Tom Brady, so I like the Bucs in this game. What I would do in this situation is buy a point, take it down to 2.5 if you're lucky enough to have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 3.5. But if it's at 4, go ahead and buy that point still, take it down to 3, or go money line. That's the smartest move here.
The Tampa Bay offense is amazing this season. They have 4 receivers that are all pro caliber players. Actually, they already have 12 all-pro selections between them. And the same thing could not be said for the Rams. While they do have an impressive defense, I don't think they can keep up with their limited offensive roles. If you buy the point down, you could get the Bucs who win by just 3 points.
Now remember, we can't predict injuries or the weather, so make sure you follow our Twitter for our official moves. We're 19-4 there, and we are murdering the sports book. You are losing money if you're not just taking our plays. Now, do me a favor, smash that like button and subscribe. Tell us you're going to be taking in the comments below.
We don't care about favorite teams here. Our focus is on making you money. Follow our social media on Twitter, Instagram, or our webpage. The links are below.